Carnival is Pontia.
Carnival is back.
Carnival 2025.
It's a vibe.
Top of the morning. Your money. Your money. You ready for 2025 Carnival? We'll see. Caution. Right now I see some beautiful people in the place. 2025 we're caution on the road. Just for you. Well, I got rum in my head. Well, party shell. Real. Rum in my head. You boy. Well, party shell. Look right again. Your money dead. Well, well, that's it. Take me down to the dance cause I can't wait. Tell me what I'm up in here, go so. I say I'm sorry. I'm the pleasure I've never seen. We're taking our soul.
Oh yeah, you should know yeah. There's some places where I live and we can go there. Let me show you what it really feels like to have fun. Oh no fair, and it's so clear. Plus the people full of vibes and it shows, yeah. That's my home, yeah. We're the island, we're Caribbean sun. So forget about your problems and leave them all behind. Cause it's so much to do, so much to find. Don't worry about nothing, gonna have a good time. Ain't got nothing on my mind. Carnival is home. Take me home. I said take me home. Take me home. I feel like Carnival is home. So take me home. I said take me home. Take me home. My paradise, Carnival is home. So take me home. I said take me home. Take me home. I feel like.
Wow. Nice.
All of the possibilities for Antigua's Carnival 2025. Are you in agreement?
Yeah.
Remarks this evening from the Deputy Chair of the Antigua Barbuda Festivals Commission. Please put your hands together and welcome Deputy Michael Freeland.
Every year it's becoming more popular. The carnival we display in Antigua.
Good evening. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Creative Industries, Ms. Sharon Stevens, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the official launch of Antigua Carnival 2025, the Caribbean's greatest summer festival. Tonight, we officially kick off the 68th Carnival season. I hope they bring me back for the 69th, which celebrates culture, music, and people in grand style. Year after year, Antigua Carnival grows in scale, energy, and international recognition, and this year will be no exception. The Antigua and Barbuda Festivals Commission, under the leadership of Ambassador Elizabeth McCool, the chairlady, is fully committed to delivering another exceptional carnival season. We've already engaged key stakeholders and are implementing exciting changes and improvements to elevate the overall experience for revelers, visitors, patrons, and supporters alike. Our goal is very clear: to make Antigua Carnival 2025 bigger, better, the most sought after carnival in the Caribbean. None of this would be possible without the unwavering support of our government agencies, who work tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure smooth and successful execution of our events. The Citizenship by Investment Unit for supporting our culture, our music, and our people. The Antigua and Barbuda Tourism Authority for their key marketing support, helping to promote Antigua Carnival on the global stage and ensuring that revelers from around the world experience the magic of our festival. As something the cheerleader would say, the destination is for the wife, but Carnival is for the kip woman. The Royal Police of Antigua and Barbuda for maintaining security and ensuring the safety of all revelers and visitors throughout the carnival season. The Central Board of Health and the National Solid Waste Management Authority for ensuring that we uphold the highest health and sanitation standards for keeping our city venues and parade routes clean and pristine. Our EMS for their swift and dedicated response, always on standby to ensure the well-being for all participants. ABS Radio and TV for broadcasting our carnival to the nation and the world, sharing the magic and excitement with audience all around. We thank you all for continued partnership and dedication to making Antigua Carnival a safe and seamless celebration. And I cannot go on without thanking the government and the people of Antigua and Barbuda for their investment in our culture. To corporate Antigua and our dedicated sponsors, thank you for your investment in our culture, our people, and our festival. Your contributions allow us to enhance production quality, support our creative industries, and amplify our reach on a global stage. Tonight, I extend a special invitation to business across Antigua and Barbuda. Come on board as partners. Let's showcase our rich culture, diverse people, epic shows, and infectious music to the world. For already committed sponsors, we applaud you with all sincerest gratitude. Behind every stopping event is a dedicated team of planners, creatives, and volunteers who pour their hearts into every production. I want to commend and congratulate the Carnival subcommittees for their first-class execution year after year. Let's take a moment to highlight some of the signature events that truly define Antigua Carnival. Queen of Carnival, a showcase of young women who embody both beauty and intelligence, competing in an event that celebrates grace, talent, and cultural pride. Teenage Pageant, a platform for our multi-talented youth to shine and express themselves. Parades, the heart and soul of our carnival, where colors, creativity, and high-energy revelry take over our streets. Panorama, our steel pan culture stands toe-to-toe with the best in the Caribbean, and every year our bands bring the vibes with electrifying performances. Calypso, a staple of our carnival, where artists like our Monarch, Young Destroyer, and other talented Calypsonians tell our stories with lyrical mastery. Party Monarch, the ultimate Soca showdown, where the hottest artists bring the vibes and compete for the crown or the crowns. Melting Pot, the ultimate carnival showdown, where the hottest artists locally and regionally showcase their diverse musical styles, culture, all bring the vibe of a melting pot of high energy show. Children's Carnival, a chance for our youngest revelers to experience the vibe and magic of our carnival in a family-friendly, safe space. Mass, the highlight of Antigua's Carnival, renowned for our 4 epic days on the road. Nowhere else in the world has 4 days on the road, where thousands of masqueraders bring the vibes to the street. To each committee member, artist, designer, performer, and volunteer, we salute you. Your dedication makes Antigua Carnival the spectacle it is today. Now let's talk about what we've all been waiting for, the official Antigua Carnival 2025 schedule. This year, we have curated an all-inclusive lineup that caters to every carnival lover. Whether you're here for the music, the pageantry, the culture, the revelry, or simply to soak in the vibes. Starting with our pre-events. February 26th, 27th, we're all here. We're at our carnival launch. Sunday, July 13th, Auntie Claudette's Kiddies Fete. Thursday, July 17th, Calypso Monarch semi-finals. Friday, July 18th, Party Monarch semi-finals, Hula Fete edition. Saturday, July 19th, Witness Your Fitness, getting shaped for the road, and that evening, Mr. and Miss Teenage Pageant. Sunday, July 20th, Queen of Carnival. Monday, 21st July, Invasion Band Clash. Tuesday, the 22nd, Junior Calypso Monarch. And Wednesday, July 23rd, Junior Party Monarch. You know when old people say, let me drop one in for you? Well, we're going back to the days of bring your rag, dress in your old sneakers, the woman them in their short shorts, because them ready to give the greatest spin over. Just come out to have a good time in the music Party Monarch semi-final on July 18th at Carnival City for that ultimate Hula Fete, where we'll have plenty vibes with Young Brother as a special guest artist. The official schedule of the carnival. Friday, July 25th, we have Face Off. Saturday, the 26th, T-shirt Mass. Sunday, 27th, Good Morning the Inclusive Fete and Junior Carnival competitions. Monday, JC's Queen Show. Tuesday, carry Soca International Soca Monarch. And Wednesday, Burning Flames 40th Anniversary Celebration. Thursday, Drink Till the Week Boat Cruise and Melting Pot the night. We'll also have a watch night in the Botanical Gardens, and we'll share a few of the clips from the Botanical Gardens in ARG simultaneously. Friday, Calypso Monarch. Rise. Saturday, August 2nd, Carnival Dreams and Panorama. August 3rd, the Breakfast Fete and Party Monarch. Monday, Juve. Monday, Mask Parade in the afternoon. Tuesday, Parades of Band and Last Lap. Mark your calendars, because Antigua Carnival 2025 is officially on. As we embark on this incredible journey towards Carnival 2025, let's remember this carnival is more than just a celebration. It's a cultural legacy that continues to evolve, inspire, and unite us. We invite you all to spread the word, bring your vibe and energy, and be part of the Caribbean's greatest summer festival, Antigua Carnival. Let the countdown begin. It's a vibe. Thank you.
I get in on bad. I am not to pilot tonight.
Carnival is revelry.
Wait, why are you doing here? Wait, I like your carnival. I'm going around here.
What are you talking about?
Oh, wait, can't wake me up now. But why I like carnival and the minister even know I'm going around here? What going in here? You know why them people here now? Listen, I'm a nice, clean, handsome, decent minister. How are they? All over David Brown, David Matthew, I'm going to tell me till I sleep. Mr. Matthew, are you here? No. The people that wake me up out of a good, nice, clean bed. I make one leap a nice boat large shade. And from a minister that you all day we see. He's coming. Come on down, sir. I see these people now. Yeah, come wake me up, sir. Yeah. Come in, Jack, come in, clean. Come in. Watch this step, watch that go. Yeah.
You on the road. I saw baby section on my road.
Okay, that's enough. Ladies, it's the vibe. Is it a vibe? Now, come on. You don't sound like you're having a vibe. Is it a vibe? Yeah. All right. You know, so first of all, let me welcome all of you here tonight. You know, we're doing the launch of Carnival 2025 a little differently this year. I absolutely love this venue. I love the setup. So I want to thank everyone, the team, and the Festivals Commission. If you love the setup tonight, ladies and gentlemen, please give them a round of applause. If you love how the event has been running so far, please give them a bigger round of applause. So, they gave me a nice speech that they say I'm supposed to read, but I don't like reading speeches. So I'm just going to speak and tell you exactly how I feel. 68 years of doing something means that you've either been doing it right all the time, or you've learned something, so you're going to be doing it right going forward. In 2024, last year, we had a fantastic year. We saw increased numbers, we saw increased participation. Our tourism authority and our Ministry of Tourism spoke about the increased arrivals here in Antigua and Barbuda. We saw excellent music from our musicians and our artists. We saw a lot of young persons, a lot of young bands really burst onto the scene for Carnival 2024. And we expect all of that to be even better for some of the things they say I have to say. They asked me to say to you that we have expanded the event schedule. And I think most of you have a little flyer in your hand where you can see the official Carnival events and the list of pre-activities. They're asking me to say to you that the Soca Monarch, the Party Monarch competition, will be reverting to the format that you love. Yeah, you can give some applause. Both the jumpy and the groovy. So we'll be crowning 2 monarchs again. They asked me to say to you that we're going to have a new venue for tent city and all Calypso tents. And there's been a phenomenal marketing plan put in place for a regional market. But what I want to say to you is that, let me put something to hold this. As someone who's been around Carnival almost all my life, what I want to say to you, the public, the Antiguans and Barbudans, the regional visitors, the persons who participate in Calypso, Soca, Mars, Pan, what I want to say to you is that Carnival is not an event that belongs to the government. It's not about me or the cabinet or the Festivals Commission. Carnival requires all of you to be the great event that it has been and that it will continue to be. So when we see persons parade on stage in their beautiful costumes, it's because they enjoy being a part of it, but they want you to appreciate it as well. When we see persons like our queen and our teenage pageant winners make themselves available to come and parade and to perform. They're doing it for you. When our soca artists, when our calypsonians, when our bands, our steel bands, our jam bands, when they perform, it's because there's something inside of them that says to them, Antigua's Carnival is special. I am special, I have talent, and I want that to show. I want all of those spectators, all of the crowd, the audience to appreciate it. The point I'm making, ladies and gentlemen, is that Carnival requires all of you to be a part of it for it to be a success. I see persons in the crowd here, and I'm just looking forward, and I see Miss Nanton. Persons who have been a part of Carnival longer than I've been alive, but she doesn't look that way. I see there's a line of I see there's several persons in the audience who have done so much to build Carnival to what it is today. Those persons on whose shoulders we stand. This year we're celebrating with a few entities. We're celebrating with Hell's Gate Steel Orchestra. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're celebrating 80 years. Absolutely phenomenal. We're celebrating with the Burning Flames. 40 years of leading Antiguan music, showcasing Antiguan music around the world. We're celebrating with the diva, Claudette C.P. Peters. 25 years in the business. You see, we stand on great shoulders. We stand on persons who love Carnival, persons who love Antigua and Barbuda, persons who have dedicated their life and their life's work to this event. So let's honor them. Let's celebrate them. Let's respect them. Let's reward them with our love. Let's reward them with our appreciation. Let's reward them by showing them that the work that they have done to build Antigua and Barbuda's Carnival has not gone unnoticed or unappreciated. So this year, as we say, it's a vibe. This year, as we launch Carnival, this year as we celebrate Carnival, this year as we express all that is Antigua and Barbuda in our Carnival celebration, let us remember that we are in effect rewarding, celebrating and honoring those persons on whose shoulders we stand. So ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy that you're here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy that you took the time to come and celebrate with us. And I'm hoping to see all of you, your friends, your family, and many more persons join us in July and August as we celebrate Carnival 2025. It's a vibe. Thank you so much and God bless.
Carnival is fun.
Carnival is iron.
Carnival is culture.
Carnival is laughs.
Carnival 2025.
It's a vibe. also known as the Police Iron Band, and the Point and Villa Iron Band. Thank you. Carnival is our story.
We've heard so many things about Carnival this evening, but Carnival is our story.
It's alright. It's a vibe. Good night, Antigua and Barbuda. Love Street, Explosions family. What are the island majorettes? In this next part, if you agree, say me a nod. And if you disagree, say ta. You ready? Parade of bands are going to miss you. You're not ready. Again, parade of bands are going to miss you. Tuve morning are going to miss you. Meal of melting pot. Me and all. You are going to miss last lap. Ta. Every morning I wake, I say a prayer. Me and all. Me have to thank my creator for guidance and protection. Cause me no want nothing go wrong at all. In my shield and my sword, me and all. It's a vibe. Antigua Carnival, the greatest summer festival. It's a vibe. 1 ton of jump up, 1 ton of jamming. English harbor, cavalier drinking, and a ton of food for the yamming. Welcome to Antigua's Carnival.
It's a vibe, ladies and gentlemen. It's a vibe. And we want to thank O'Dane Doyle.
It's really vibrant.
Absolutely. There's nobody better than one O'Dane Doyle. And so we move forward, ladies and gentlemen. More music.
Yeah, done here, steel band already?
More music.
Jenna done here, iron band.
More music.
Drums don't play. What more music you want?
I feel like we can go back in time. Some Kaiso.
Okay.
Some Calypso.
I feel the vibe.
And who better to tell a story like that than the reigning monarch himself? 2024.
That's right.
King Young Destroyer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him.
Damn. Destroyer.
Good night, Antigua. Somebody say yeah, yeah!
Yeah.
Well, you know it's 2025.
Pull up. One second. And everybody telling me, King, where you going with this year? Where you going to sing this year?
So I decided to come and give you all a piece of a new song. It's not a competition song, but it's a humorous calypso that brings back the real feeling of calypso. Are you ready?
Yeah.
And it goes like this. I met a lady from the country last year carnival. She invited me to a party after the festival. But when I reached the party, like the food run out,
destroyer. Take your time and eat. And tell she don't worry, darling, cause this pokey too sweet. Let me go! I want to see the real thankful lovers. Wave your hands from side to side. We're gonna take this one right through the Caribbean. We're going from the top again, right? I met a lady from the country last year carnival. She invited me to a party after the festival. But when I reached the party, like the food run out, she tell me don't worry, you will need pork inside the house. I saw me tear some, I saw me bite some. Me even come and nana, it excites me, she gone crazy. Then she start to burn, and she say young destroyer, take your time and eat. I tell she don't worry, darling, cause this pork too sweet. At the party, things was irate. We have been a ball, plenty tampy, plenty whiskey, but no food at all. And so I asked the lady, Miss, what I gonna eat? She said, don't you worry, you're in for a special treat. Lord, I saw me taste some, I saw me bite some, me smell a banana, it excites me, she gone crazy. Then she start to ball, and she say, young destroyer, here between your teeth. I tell she don't worry, darling, cause this pork is too sweet. I wasn't early when the session tight. Everybody acting crazy, like they want to fight over fish and chicken and lobster, of course. But I'm so glad that you're here, is you are giving the poor. Lord, I saw me tear some, then me bite some. Me live come and nala, it excites me. She gone crazy. Then she start to ball, and she say, young destroyer, take your time and eat. I tell she don't worry, darling, cause this pork is too sweet. Thank you!
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to introduce our junior soca artist from last year. Of course, the reigning junior soca monarch to the stage as we enter the season. It's still a vibe here at Weathervilles. It's now time for pure soca.
My dirty, but don't do it to be sure. Tell them, six, yeah. I'll be so touching, I know. I know we so dirty, but I want to. But you're ready to take the recession together. But we're gonna do it, no way, and I'm high. You don't know it's my song. Let's see my brother. When I on the road, I'm on my worst behavior. Every kind of man. When I on the road, I can't stop jumping away.
Carnival 2025, let me hear you make some noise. Yeah man, I go by the name of Infectious and we're gonna do something real quick for you. Brand new for 2025 and it goes something like this. Run it! Vicious music. I said vicious music. This song is entitled Viral. Say don't matter where you go, it don't matter what people wanna say, we just come out to have fun and it goes like this. Listen. The party has just begun, the nights are very young, Soca blasting all night long. Sing, oh, oh, but the rum is really strong, got me singing every song, I causing trouble from a come. I'm doing the most and I have no shame. So, be careful, I like them flashing, Snapchat and Facebook they're posting. Everybody in the place right now, when they're posting now, I gone viral. The video all over the camp, all the people, friends are whining and don't give a damn, they post me now. Oh, all over the neck, they post me all over the neck. Mama, look how they have ya. Don't you the morning down, speed as I can in on it. Pelting ways and I'm right behind us, I walk you on the beat. This time the biggest party, we're too buckle. And I was spinning gold. Let the truth be told, with the buzzing in my soul, so I make me lose control. It's a party in the street, from Kingfishers play this beat, and now what happened? Listen, I said I'm doing the most, and I have no shame. So, you camera like them flashing, Snapchat and Facebook they're posting. Everybody in the lodge, give me a wave right now. I gone viral. Wave. So, they post me now. I gone viral. I'm putting my hand upon my neck. You know what? Listen, Mama, look how they have your son. Don't feel like falling down. Speakers like climbing on. Y'all pelting ways and I'm right behind us. I'm opening on the vegan. Inside the biggest. Outside. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me. That is my time. I love you.
Give it up for Vicious, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stage, the one, the only Empress.
Launch Carnival, good night. What is it? What is it?
Giving me powers, giving me energy.
Now I want you to get familiar with this one. This one is a brand new song for 2025. If you're proud of where you come from, I want you to step forward for me, please. Just take one step forward for me if you're proud of where you come from right now. I defend my country to the T. And I'm Antigua and Barbuda. FYI, Antigua and Barbuda. It's a symbol of my pride. See me standing tall, no shame behind. And the whole world must know my name. This fire from within is something I've been longing for, like a 777 taking us higher than before. And if you feel that this is real, I better kneel and show you my care. The colors of my dream and the ladies. My colors so like fire makes it bang on when I put my head on. Oh, there's a light up, and the ladies to fly. My colors so when I put my head on, no I cannot fail. Get ready to discover one more time. Follow me, let me show them we show them we super. Everything all lights up. Keep the whole place lights up. Success in commands on the game. One more time, jump and show me that. Show them we super. When they see us sounding, they don't have to call. Rush. Please talk to me. Flag on my back. I wear it with pride. Proud from the 268. That needs till I die. Because the whole world must know Antigua when I done. No matter what time of day it is, say, flag on my back. I wear it with pride. Born from the 268. That needs till I die. And the whole world gonna know. Keep it there for me. And I ready to fly. My call is so high. Like fire makes it bang on when I put my hair on. Hope it's gonna light up. And I ready to fly. My call is so high. When I put my cape on, no one can say, jump, 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 jump. Come on, let me show them we go. Show them we super. Everything all lights up. Keep the whole place lights up. Success in commands of my head. Jump and show them I Are we ready for Antigua's Carnival 2025?
Yeah.
To bring more vibes, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the top of the morning, Kid Fresh!
Top of the morning. Your money. Your money. You ready for 2025 Carnival? We'll see. Caution. Right now I see some beautiful people in the place. 2025 will caution from the road. Just for you. Well, I got rum in my hand. Well, party. Real. Hold on there. If you're inside there right now, your money? Your money? Okay. Good morning. Alright. There we go. Not because I'm about a suit. Your boy. What? Let go to it. Caution. mean. Rhythm and beat so mean. What? What's happening morning? So we can jump up in the morning. Who we up in the morning? And the people, cause everybody must up in the morning. Jump up in the morning. We up in the morning. Yeah, I like to see I look good. If you don't look good, ladies say, hey. Fellas, if you know you hold on the ladies and they say, boop, boop, boop. Wait. Young man. Hey. So we gonna jump up in the, wake up in the, drink up, cause everybody mash up in the, jump up in the, wake up in the, drink up. Listen, when I wake up in the morning, open my mind, get to my time to want my eyes, and I have you, man. Are you write the song? What tapping? What's it? So tapping. What do we do? So we go jump up in the morning. Cause everybody jump up in the morning. We come in the cause everybody must up in the right now we get ready for 2025 Carnival. It's going up on the wall. As we can jump up in the morning. We jump in the morning. Cause everybody must up in the morning. My name is Picture, and I like to get to this time. Love you. Somebody morning. Your money.
Keep the applause going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome our reigning monarch for Carti Monarch 2024. We're going all the way to Grace Farm and we're bringing to the stage today, Young New Generation. Wow! That from left to out. Young Bossy. Here's my Bossy. Basha. Linky. Whoa. Diamond. Sasko. Oh shit. Take it down by the mic. Pump it.
Thank you.
Give it up one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for Young Boys. We must interrupt the proceedings this evening to say a special good evening and a thank you to the local provider of insurance in Antigua and Barbuda. We're talking about State Insurance Company. They are a sponsor of Carnival 2025, and we thank them for coming on board yet again. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together one more time for State Insurance. Yes, 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 yes. We're ready for more music. Are you ready to hop on a bus and head around south? Yeah! That don't sound convincing, not at all. Are we ready to hop on a bus and head around south? Yeah! We're going to the south side. We've got coming to the stage for Antigua's Carnival Launch 2025, Menace!
I want to hear something. I want to give you something new. Yes. Everything is great. Because you need to go and study up. I just want what you give me to my guts. I'm feeling easy, hope I don't throw up. I do not put to shine this at my car. Yes, it's a temperature. All over my difference. Watch out with my difference. Temperature that I can do was a thing. But this is the attitude. You put the attitude. I'm such a carnival fever. You call me body burn, I feel like carnival fever. God is a man, it's a rich. It's a 100 degrees every day. Everybody's so dead. Everybody's so dead. What's the last one? No temperature. No temperature. No temperature. Everything is not even water can cool me now. Everything has to be burning sun. I don't want to buy German. Think I could be just like me as it was. All over my discipline. All over my discipline. Temperature. We must stay. Back into the agenda. We must have the agenda. I can't check anyone. You call me body bird, you know. I feel like carnival. I feel like carnival. I feel like banana. 100 degrees every day. Mother, pressure, pressure. Everybody's so dead. Temperature negative. Mother, pressure, pressure. Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. No check me that. No check me that. No check me that. One more time, one more time. No check me that. No check me that. No check me that. Hey, I got your carnival. You call me carnival, you know. 100 degrees every day. Brother, pressure, brother. Everybody's sweating. Temperature negative. Brother. What's up? The roof is on fire. We don't need no water at all. Hey, the roof is on fire. We don't need no water at all. Carnival is on fire. We don't need no water. What do you want? Carnival is on fire. We don't need no water. I got a carnival. You call me body bird, you know. I feel like carnival. I feel like banana. Banana. 100 degrees every day. Everybody's so dead. Temperature negative. Give me that. That's all. Hey, no temperature. No temperature. No temperature. No temperature. No temperature. What's up? So I'm giving you all new songs. Now 2025 is upon us. We have to have a new song for you. I really don't like this song because it's personal. But nevertheless, I have to do it.
So ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Butters. Everybody say boo, Butters, boo. Boo. Let's go. Tell them I'm the please. Tell them I'm the please. Put this up. This is my brother. Tell you that's so lie. You like for the first. You like for us. You like for you just so lie. You like for the first. You like for us. I hope that I never find out like you. For all of us, it's just not to put you through. So you never love me. Why you never leave me alone? And if you never leave me, why you still calling my phone? I don't want you. And if you never love me, why you never leave me alone? And if you never leave me, why you still calling my phone? The skin woman, keep it from there.
No, sir.
Yeah. Another one. We just want to say that one. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. 2025 is alive.
Does anybody else believe that Menace is the one who always starts in the trouble?
No.
So if Menace start the trouble, that means men always start the trouble? I agree. You agree? They always start it.
Come on.
If you never love me, why you never leave me alone? Listen, how many people have their phones here with data on it? It doesn't matter the provider, but you've got your phones with data on it. Did you say bill, cut your bill, you didn't pay your bill? What happened here is, somebody here tonight was very obedient. They took a selfie, they posted it to the Antigua Carnival and the Antigua Festival's page. They tagged them, they hashtag it's a vibe. And just like that, they've won themselves an Antigua Carnival 2025 Carnival Passport. So all the Carnival events put on by the Festivals Commission, not the drink to the week and all the Carnival events, Queen Show, Teenage Pageant, Panorama, those shows, this person has won themselves an official Antigua Carnival passport. I have the name, and I'd like the person to come forward and collect it as quickly as possible so we can keep the show. Oh, we're gonna have to keep it? Yeah. I go to some nights, you go, Teamwork, dynamic duo. Is there a Miss Bliss here this evening?
No way.
Is there a Miss Bliss here this evening?
Really?
Run. And no, we did not judge this.
She will run.
We did not judge this. It doesn't matter where she went. She reached. Does anybody know Edith on Facebook? This is Edith in person. So Edith / Miss Bliss, you've won yourself the first carnival passport. Tell them what you did.
I posted on the, I took a selfie with the flyer, and I posted and I followed and posted the Antigua Carnival official pages, and I hashtag, it's a vibe, and you win stuff, like me, bye.
Go back to work now. It's a vibe. So I want you to take your phones out. I want you to take a selfie. Get the calendar of events for 2025. And of what? What's the hashtag?
It's a vibe.
What's the hashtag?
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. We're gonna keep it moving. You ready for more music?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't sound like you're ready for more music.
What time is your bedtime?
It's past your bedtime. It's after 8:30.
On the corporate tonight. All right, wait.
Tonight. We're ready to bring you more music, ladies and gentlemen. And we've got two big, heavy hitting bands to bring you some music tonight. Heavy hitters. Don't worry, it's just a passing show. But of course, make sure that you take your selfies. There are lots more prizes. It's not just the carnival passport to be won. There's lots and lots in store. But you've got to take your selfie, post it to the page, and use the hashtag, it's a vibe. We've got more music coming your way. And we're going to take you now to some more music. Where's Murchie? Where's my Murchie? DJ Murchie to the stage. You can take those pictures. Yes. You can sing something. Your favorite song. It is raining. No, it is raining. It's actually raining.
Antigua Carnival Lord. It's a vibe. Let me go. We're gonna take you back to days of old. Bringing back some memories of Carnival long time ago. I said when we come to party, you better be ready. This is time to get down. I feel like that. Feel it to party. Don't let me move. Oh man, don't stop this party. We go take the wrong turn. Don't stop this party. We go come and get some. Don't stop this party. We have some going. Don't stop this party. We go into the morning. Don't stop this party. A little romantic. Oh Lord, don't stop this party. We jumping and jamming. What the languages of continent? fire explode. I want, cause I love you, cause I love you, cause I love you too. Jump up in the tree, and I love you for the morning sun. Just make me feel like give up try. We did not dream. Oh, me darling, I'm feeling high. I want to, come on baby, you're not me. Oh baby, you're not me. Baby, you're not me. Come on baby, you're not me. You're gonna ring on the road. On the road. On the road. On the road. Let me go, come here. Let me go. Aha. Now, what we gonna do now? We're gonna play the second national anthem of Antigua and Barbuda. So even though this song, I want each and every one of you to help me with this song, right? I can say that you should help. People think I'm doing well, but because I sing a few country songs. But I still like the value. So don't think on me, but no, I don't know. That I have plans to cry. Look like a other man. Yes, you see you all at me. On this track and get my land. But I ain't going to hang on. So for me, oh, I think of the deep life. I think of the road. Treat cold and I feel like you.
I don't have no patience that way. When I went to bed, telling my Lord, show me where the party is. Got me singing, take me out from this one. I said, tell them I am right. Tell them I am there. Tell them I I'm gonna wind up. I'm not gonna talk no style. If any man wanna wind up on me, behaving wrong, my bumper slap. I'm gonna wind up. Can't you see how we do? That's how when I
It's carnival, baby. Remember, it's a vibe. Are you ready? We're gonna start the table right now. You see you in the back? Are you right there? Josh? Everybody come a little closer to me. Everybody, come a little bit closer. 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 Time to mash up the place now. Time to mash up the place now. You ready? When we're inside in the ocean of love, how long we align like the stars up above. Let me dance now. Take a chance now with me. So if I jump your body, look the moments we made. Tell them we are leaving. To look large up from a canal, not the city capital. We got the running from the way. Jump and show the book of it. Ready on the set of it. No waste time. Everybody, everybody, I feel like it was a top of it. Jump and show the book of it. Ready on the set of it. No waste time. No, it's time for it. Man, we set the way. Hands up in the air. Hands up in the air. Sit with the other. Get on the house. When we on the wrong way. We like we own way. So you're free to be with the other. When we had a race, we become one race. This is the fun stage. Look how we are. Yes, it's one of us. It's like let's say from our mouth. Shout it up till morning. Don't sleep. Don't everybody carnival the start. Carnival the start. So we're gonna go to the left. We're gonna go to the left. Remember left. Everybody, to the left now. See that they want to jump away. Jump and shake it up away. Whoever you want to take the air. Don't play. We're going back to the right. We're going back to the right. Everybody, everybody come. See that they want to jump away. Jump and shake it up away. Whoever you want to take the air. Don't play. Everybody put their hand in the air now. Now this time away. Man, just set the way. Hands up in the air. Get fun in the air. Sit with the other. Get come on. Put me on the road way. We like the old way. Tell your freedom in with the other. Oh yeah, yeah. Jumping up in with the other. Oh yeah, yeah. Marching up in with the other. the side. I want to see each and every one of you jumping with your hands in the air. You make me wanna. Everybody. You make me wanna.
Coming your way, so we don't want you to go anywhere. You thoroughly enjoyed that, right? Yeah. And remember, I told you that if you took a selfie and if you posted it on the Antigua Carnival page, you were to post a particular hashtag. You remember what the hashtag is? What is it? It's a vibe. It's a vibe. So somebody listened.
It's a vibe.
They're not getting a carnival passport, but I think they will thoroughly enjoy going to Drink Till You.
That's for you.
Check your Instagram profile. And if your name is Mackenzie268,
You can actually take a picture and post it and tag them, and the hashtag is a vibe, you win something. That's basically what we do.
Mackenzie268 is going to Drink Till You week. Mackenzie, what picture you post? Because you were dancing just now, so what picture you posted? When you had time to post picture? When they say post, you post. He listened. There you go. And that, of course, is compliments the man over there, ever clean. You're going to Drink Till You're weak. Congrats, Mackenzie. There are more prizes to be won. And so you need to do the very same. Yes, post it. Yes, yes. Take it. Turn the light. Yes. Turn to the light. That's right. Take your picture. Take your selfie. Post it. tag Antigua Carnival on Facebook and on Instagram, and make sure you use the hashtag for 2025. It's a vibe. We're feeling the vibes tonight. There's another heavy hitter coming to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. You know who that is? Who? We actually got that from one of his songs. It's a vibe, it's a vibe, it's a vibe for me. Mercy, you ready?
Much better.
over and all about something upon the road, and I'm the right commander. Like 4 years I'm passing the road. Now you're level, last time I'm coming. Head back high. And the gal are cheating 1, 2, 3, 4. Hear the train say to wine on the street. Send us on my head. It's time to see me in your face. Just let me roll. Trust me, I'm loving the energy, I'm loving the vibe. This is the launch of Antigua's Carnival 2025, and it's definitely vibe, trust me. Make some noise for yourself right now. Yeah, I'm coming. Where are the Caribbean people inside of here? Where are the people that love soca music? Where are the people that love the country? Sing a simple promise. I could be. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Sing. Take me up to the I need to hear you. I need to believe you. I need to believe you. This is our thing. Antigua and Barbuda. A simple promise. I could be. Show me that you need it. Let's go now. Take me down to the magic cause I can't wait. Tell me. Every hand up in here goes up. I say I'm stopping. I'm the natural to see, yeah. What we do? We're taking our soul for all the people that show love. I'm giving it all. This up is for all who dream it. For every country and feeling. I'm giving it all. Everything we are. Who? This one's for you. Everything. Who? This one's for you. What's the more? A simple language that I know we all understand. Rebranding music, it's a gang that away from this world. Nothing can take its place. I need you to sing again. One more time. Take me up to the. Let me see all the hands inside the weather here. What's up? What's up? This is Carnival. This is music. What we say? Everybody, I'm taking this on my shoulder. Everybody back that way. There's something wrong. Who cheated? Who leave it? Everybody, alive. Every jump, every ride. Every trip, everywhere. Rock it up. Rock it up. I'm taking this on my shoulder. And really, you're giving it all. We give it 100% for Antigua's Carnival. That's exactly what we do. Make some noise for everybody right now. This is Antigua's Carnival. Where are they? What you done? We're here to give you music. We're here to keep an energy. We're here to give you a good vibe. For you hearing us for the first time, I just want to say welcome to Antigua and Barbuda. Yes, I'm talking to you. 9 years? I'm sorry. Sorry for the stereotype. Big up yourself. For those of you who are here for the first time, you're just getting a little piece of what is to come to our carnival. And we want to welcome you back. Make sure y'all come back up. Make sure y'all come and enjoy the vibe, alright? Anybody tired and ready to go home? Because if you're tired and ready to go home, I can come out the stage. And allow you to go home and enjoy yourself. So you
Start out yourself, banda. Start out yourself. One drop me from the verse. I'm telling you the front of the party, rock out and wine and shake your bottom. See where your wine can tell the penalty, bubble up everybody and make it madam. What's a one girl deep money girl? Position like 6 money girl. Me no mind if you want time up, the mic is up. How we go? You want the baddest thing on earth, wind up everybody in a mind. So now you're picking on them. Wind up and up with them. Big up to all the ladies in the dance. Because you want it. call you tomorrow.
What is Kimberly, make sure you go to work. Get done. Have you on ABS? Make sure you check the settlement in the car and go to work. Shannon, what time is dance class tomorrow? 5:30. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming out. We just want to remind you that Carnival is officially on July 25th to August 5th, 2025. Take your selfies before you leave. Upload them with the hashtag. Where's the next winner? Cleo, I need another thing to give away. I need another thing to give away. Whether it's a passport, a drink tea, a week, they told me they're posting their selfies. So Cecilia, Petley, I need another envelope. Yeah, they've been posting. One more. And for those persons who might have lost a cell phone, we have it backstage. So please call your phone. Make sure you have it with you. The person has the phone. They need to beg a phone call. They need to call their own phone. Beg a phone. Those are the instructions I was given. All right. Beg a phone call. Call your phone. You'll receive your phone. It's backstage. We want to thank you all for coming out. No more?
No, she'll announce it on the social.
She'll announce it on the Facebook page. Make sure you take your selfies and post it. What's the hashtag?
It's a vibe.
What's the hashtag?
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Come alive. We're gonna leave you with the man DJ Merchie on the ones and twos. Which will be announced on Facebook. We have, you see, we ask and you shall receive.
Again.
Okay. Hold on. Anybody going to rise come August 2nd? 2025. Shannon, me, you can go. If they don't want it, me, you can go. August 2nd, anybody going to rise? Well, if your Instagram handle is Sexy J on IG. Not you, that's me.
No, that's Sexy D.
Sexy J on IG. That's Instagram. Sexy J, you're going to rise come August 2nd, 2025. You gotta come and collect it. We're gonna turn you over, ladies and gentlemen, to the man DJ Merchie playing pure local hits tonight. Thank you all for coming out, and we will see you come July 25 to August 5. Good night.
Let's go. Yeah. I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss